Hello, my love. Good morning to you. I hope that this finds you well. I hope that you are refreshed and ready for your day. I hope that you are excited about your day. I hope that you see beauty somewhere today. That would be my wish for you, to recognize it and feel it and truly see it. I am thinking about you as always. I was thinking also about getting older and tracking your days. It was a sort of funny experience as when I was younger and watching those around me get older. I remember at a certain point they would get to where they're like, oh, I don't know what day it is today. What is today anyway? And this happened with my mother and also aunt. And it was interesting, and it seemed at the moment trivial, but I realized that it really results in a disorientation, in a unmooring of oneself, to not know exactly what day it is. And in terms of the various things that can happen to one as one gets older and certain difficulties one might face. I remember Aunt would always complain about getting older. She would say, if there's one thing you don't want to do, don't get old. And she would sort of smile, and thankfully she always had a great sort of outlook about everything despite saying such things. And obviously the alternative to getting older is not that good, but she would always say it's just you don't want to do it. It's a horrible experience. And thankfully, I found when I got older, and as I got older, up until the end, it was a great experience. I loved getting older. All throughout my life, that advancement, that being in a new stage, learning about a new stage, and having all of my past experience behind me, and everything that I had learned behind me to help me, was an amazing thing. So getting older for me was not an issue. But one of the reasons is because I didn't allow myself, in a sense, to get old in terms of falling into some of the traps that I saw. And one of those traps is to let go of knowing what day it is. So when you are getting older and you don't have a job, let's say, or regular commitments, it's not as important to know what day it is. And it's easy to let that go. But it's so important not to. Because you need to have a frame of reference of your place in the world, of the place in your community, and part of that is achieved very simply by just knowing what day it is, where it is in the calendar. And there are different ways one can go about this. You could subscribe to the newspaper and get a daily newspaper which tells you the day, what day it is every day. You could subscribe. Most magazines aren't that often, but if you subscribe to perhaps the New Yorker, which comes weekly, then you would at least get some orientation from that. You could mark off in a calendar every day as it passes, have that be part of your morning routine, which is something that I did as I got older, was to simply check it off each day. So it matters. It may not seem like it doesn't, but it's just a small piece of the puzzle of allowing yourself to get older without getting old. So I highly, highly advise you to keep track of your days as you progress in your age throughout your life, as I did. And with that, I will bid you adieu. I will recommend again BLACKSTARKIDS. Cannot recommend them highly enough. So enjoyable and poignant and authentic, I think would be a word I would use. And also Meander, Spiral, Explode by Jane Alison, if you are engaged in the writing game. And with that, I will bid you adieu.